All right, we got the second video. I've been planning on doing tonight. I was actually the video I was planning on doing tonight. It'll probably be out tomorrow morning, which will be Tuesday. I'm gonna go over all 60 picks of the draft. I'm gonna be honest. I have been slacking in terms of scouting reports. However, I do have a general good idea of what the first round will be. I don't know what the hell is gonna happen in the second round, to be honest, and I probably need to do a lot of research when I have my day off from work on Wednesday in order to do this job. However, I'm going to give the best draft analysis I possibly can um, on what I think is going to happen. This is not a favorable draft at all for me. I'm not going to do it based off what I would do. I would do it based on what I think these teams are going to do. And I'm just going to start off just quickly, get this over with because it's 12:15 at night. I have to get this done by like 1:30. So I'm going to get the first two picks out of the way of Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper. These are the easiest picks of the draft by far. This mock will have no trades. But if you've been watching any mock draft, everybody knows those are going to be the first two picks unless some insane shit happens. So I want to get that out of the way. I think Cooper's a generational prospect. I think Dylan will be an all-star, and I'll leave it at that. Now, number 3. This is between Ace Bailey and VJ Edgecombe, in my opinion, at this point. It could be Trey, it could be Con, but I think right now it's 50, 30, 10, 10. And I don't know what the hell's going on with the Ace Bailey shit. I don't know if he's told the Sixers he doesn't want to play there. And I'm thinking about this, and I also don't know. I also don't know if VJ Edgecombe is going to be there, and I also think Kamon Milewatch is in this range as well. I don't think Trey Johnson is. I think it's Kamon who got reported as being involved, but it's one of these 5, and I just don't know. And I'm leaning towards Ace just because once this draft process is over, I do wonder if he's just going to get rid of his agent. And by the way, all the maturity concerns about him are total bullshit, by the way. It's just him being an 18-year-old and him having a shitty agent. But I do wonder if the Sixers convince themselves that this is a swing worth taking and they end up picking him and just say, fuck it. We have Paul George here. He's going to want to learn from him and he'll get under right arms. I do wonder if that's going to happen. And if you make this pick, you don't trade Paul George either. So, with that being said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go Ace. I know the Hornets want Ace too, but honestly, that would be just stupid of them, to be honest. I don't know why you have Ace, Miller, and Ball on the same team. Maybe if you wanted to... I mean, they're not that talented, but like still. I mean, I don't see him getting good minutes in Charlotte. And you know what? Fuck it. Take the biggest swing in a draft to see what happens at 3. Fuck it. Honestly, if he's under George, he'll probably be just fine. I do question the fit with Grimes, McCain, and Maxey. I think one of them has to go, and I think Grimes is going to be the on man now, unless it's McCain. But you know what? Fuck it. Go for a home run swing, and just see what happens. If you get it, cool. You get an All NBA player. If you don't, cool. You're back in the lottery, and you get more chances. So that's how I would be treating this pick if I'm the Sixers, because you're probably going to be ass again if you don't hit on this in the near future once George and Embiid leave. So fuck it, let's go Ace and see what happens. Now, number 4, I'm gonna go VJ Edgecombe. This is just a fit pick. I know the Hornets are a shit team, but honestly, they just need some guys to fill out the roster. I don't know if they're gonna keep Mark Williams. They have a scorer in Brandon Miller. They already have the passer, the main guy in the middle ball. Excuse me. I think they gotta start looking into their defense and improving it, other than Mark Williams carrying the shit out of this team. And you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go VJ Edgecombe. You know, I don't expect him to be a lead guy. I don't think he'll ever be a lead guy in the NBA. Not because I don't believe he can get there, but because I don't think that's necessarily what he's going to be set up to be in the NBA. I just don't see any opportunity for him to like grow into a lead guy. And so I think it just makes sense for him to go into a situation where he could just be a good basketball player. And sometimes that's sometimes, even though it's not the home run swing at 4, it's just kind of worth it, to be honest with you. Also, sorry if I just did that. Some hair got on my tongue, which is unfortunate. But anyway, number 5. I know Utah's been trading up and trading down to get out of this pick. They are all over the place. And if I look at their roster, if they have Laurie, he's gonna be gone. Do I? I don't think that. Well, Kessler's gonna stay there regardless, so it doesn't matter. But what do I do here? They're gonna get rid of Markkanen and Collins, probably. I generally don't know what they do here. I generally don't know. Do I? It's between Kasparis and Jeremiah. Ooh. And I've heard good things from Mike Miller about Jeremiah. Not personally, he's talking about publicly. And I respect Miller's opinion, but I don't know. Shit. I know the Wizards are interested in Jeremiah at 6, but do I? Do I? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do at 5 here in this situation. I had like Cedric Howard going 5 in my mock, and he's gonna be in the lottery probably, or he's going to OKC at 15. But shit. Do I just go with a high upside swing and just hope that Colin? I mean, they've got to trade Sexton or Clarkson at some point, and they have Collier. Honestly, you know what? I'm gonna go with Colin Knippel. He is probably the safest player in his class. He's the safest player in his class. He's probably gonna be an all-star one day. I just think he's too. I think he's just too well rounded for the Jazz to not pick up here. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna want to take a swing considering there's nobody left. If Ace was on the board, which he doesn't want to go to a West Coast team, and I'm not talking about come on by the way, they already have Kessler, Filipowski. They don't need another big, but I just think given their situation and just given everything I know, I think Khan would just be the best. I expect them to trade out of the spot. I just don't know where. And you know what? Khan's a really great player. I have him. He's top 5 on my board. So I think honestly it's worth it. And considering this is a no trade draft, and honestly, you know what? They just need good basketball players. And honestly, not a bad way to start the rebuild and try again in 2026. Because let's be honest, we're probably going to get AJ. Like, AJ's already going to be in Atlanta. Not Atlanta. He's going to be a Utah Jazz next year. I mean, goddamn. All right. Next, we have number 6. Now, I know they're probably taking Jeremiah Fears here. I've heard way too much shit that Jeremiah is going to... Like, I've heard a lot of shit that Jeremiah is going to be the pick, and I don't really agree with that. But honestly... Like, I don't see them taking Kaman in this situation. And they're not taking Colin Murray Boyles at 6. And they're not taking Derek Queen. So what? I'm going to take Jeremiah Fears. I know way too much from YouTube videos, obviously. But I know some people, and I know that Jeremiah Fears has been projected to 6. That's what I think is going to happen there. I think that's going to end up being just a 50-50 of... I honestly, personally, would take Trey in this situation, but I know way too much, and I know that Jeremiah has been mocked to fucking Wizards for a long time. See, and I'm assuming that Jordan Poole's getting the hell out of here. So, you know what? I'm just going to take a swing, see out of who... not Coulibaly, Carrington, AJ, and Fears, and see who pans out and who doesn't. So let's go with him at number 6. Now, number 7. I don't think Kamon Milewatch is the pick here. I don't think that Zion. I mean, they need a point guard. They need a point guard. Like, really. I mean, DeJounte Murray's gonna be out, so they need a point guard. Yeah, I think I know who I'm picking here. And Zion is probably going to be out because of this. There's no way he doesn't get suspended for. If you have been watching the news, you know what. There has to be credible show. If there is evidence that comes out that says he's doing these things, then yeah, which I feel is going to come out in the future. There's no way that doesn't, and he's probably going to end up getting suspended regardless. So, let's go Kasparis Jakuchunas at number 7. Great point guard. The only thing about him that I have considered about out with is defense and shooting. Can pass the hell out of the ball, and considering that Murray's gonna be out for a while, they need a point guard. And you know what? Fuck it. If Fears gets taken by Washington, which I'm assuming is gonna be the case, go get the next best point guard available. So let's go with Kasparas Jakachunas. Now, and he could go higher, by the way. I've heard him as high as 3, which is insane. But you know what? Good value, to be honest, if teams value him that highly. Now, 8. This is interesting because I know there's no way Nick Claxton doesn't get traded this offseason. Cameron Johnson's probably going to be gone. I assume Day'Ron Sharpe is going to still be there. You know what? Because Raptors are 9. But Cam Thomas is still there. Which is, I don't know. I really do not know with this pick. They're gonna take a swing here. You know what? Do I just take the biggest swing of the draft and just give them Kemon Milowac? Like, I generally am thinking of giving them Kemon Milowac, especially if Cameron Johnson is gone. Is LaMarcus Aldridge still on this fucking team? No. Like, why? There's no way he was still on this team. Like, no fucking way he was. Why the fuck does it? I don't. Never mind. But do I just go swing and just go for substance later? Yeah. You want? I'm gonna go for swing. This is probably not actually. Well, who gets traded? Because Cam Thomas is gonna beg for a fuck ton of money. Do they just go with Trey? You know what? I know the Nets front office because I've been watching some shit on them. I've been reading some shit about them. They are a high culture team, and it's nothing against Trey, but they probably love Kemon a lot. I like if they like, and I know their development system is just god tier. So, and that's no knock on Trey, by the way. They're both hardworking guys, which means they'll probably love them both. You know what? Do I bank on the fact that Cam Thomas is going to be gone, or do I bank on the fact... Actually, it makes a whole... You know what? I'm going to take Trey Johnson. The reason why I'm taking him here, he's a great scorer. There's some things he needs to work on in his game, but he's already working on his passing. I've heard that he's working on that with his trainer. And if he's working on that, I'm completely fine with this. Obviously, he still needs to grow, but honestly, at number 8, considering their hole at small forward, he can probably play there too. Fuck it. Take a swing. You know what? Screw it. Let's just take Trey Johnson and end this fall. So, you know what? Let's take him at number 8. Now, number 9, I'm not even going to waste my time. This is Kemon Milowac. They need a future center, a cheap center to be a part of his core. Maybe next year is their championship push. We'll see. Kemon Milowac, this is the big... other than AC, is the biggest boomer bust prospect in this draft. I do think he will eventually develop a jump shot. It's just a matter of when. He just wasn't asked to do that at Duke because he was played in more of like a traditional NBA center role. But the kid's just so talented, man. I hope he ends up panning out, man, because he's just so fucking talented. And he really could be a DPOY candidate one day. But yeah, man. You know what? I mean, they need to go all in on center because it's gonna help elevate this team even more than it already is. And you know what? Why not just go get this kid? So congrats to Kemon. This has been the spot I've been thinking about him going to for months. I suspect I'm gonna get something wrong and he's gonna go a lot higher. But you know, he finally ends the slide and he goes to Toronto. Now, number 10. This is now Phoenix's pick. The Rockets traded this pick and got rid of Kevin Durant. Now that Con Knippel's gone, I mean, Con would have been the pick if he was still on the board, but I had him going to Utah. Do I just take But I don't know. Don't know about the development. They need a center. There's no center on the board. I mean, there's Asa Newell, but they want a more established center. Who would fit them now? Do I really go for Chase Richardson? Or this is between. Is Cedric Howard really the guy? Like, I know they're gonna get a backup point guard, but like they're gonna have to get another point guard. But like, how many picks do they have? They have 29. Who is at 29? This is not updated, but I will exclude players who did not declare. So, not Boogie Fland. They're probably listed at 2. There's a lot of guys that are listed at 2, so I'm probably gonna have to look at that. Ben Seraph should be a guard. I mean, they could take point guard. So really, later in the draft. So realistically, Igor is probably not in this range. What's their 4 looking like? Ball. Do they go 3-and-D or do they get Asa? They still want to be a good basketball team, which baffles my mind. And knowing that they want to be a good basketball team, I'm gonna go with Carter Bryant in this situation because I can see them just really wanting to compete. And I don't know if Carter Bryant's next Jeff Green or he's the next big guy because he's been teasing a shit ton of people. But ultimately, with him, he stays in the Arizona area, and he gets to become an Arizona legend as long as he's a 3-and-D player for the next 10 years. So you know what? That's not a bad thing. We'll see what happens with his development. I would rather have Cedric at this pick, but I don't think Cedric is a back lottery guy, and I don't think Phoenix would take him. Really, to be honest, I think they would focus on youth, really, and get someone who could be there for the long term once Devin Booker's gone, who's probably going to end up a Houston Rocket in a few years. So, I mean, they like. I don't know who they like, but I'm going to assume that Carter's going to be the guy. I think it just makes too much sense from obviously a location standpoint and also just basketball standpoint. Now, number 11, Portland. They did not end up trading this pick for Jrue Holiday, which shouldn't be a surprise. But now that they have Jrue Holiday, they don't have Anthony Simons anymore. So they have their 1, they have their 2. I mean, is Scoot Henderson going to start? I don't really know. I mean, Scoot could be on the move realistically. You have Tumani Kamara, who's going to start. You have Robert Williams, Donovan Clingan. That's insane. Without one of them not being traded is ridiculous. But if I look at this team, they're probably going to need another guard now that Simons is gone. And you know what? I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to do that. If I think I know who I'm taking in this situation. Given the fact that they want to be an incredibly defensive team, they were a top 5 defensive team coming after the All-Star break. I'm going to go with Colin Murray-Boyles. I think he just fits them way too well defensively. And you know what? Fuck this shot. Let's just be the best defensive team in basketball. Let's go fucking try to murder OKC, and let's just see what happens. And you know what? You do that by doing shit like this. So you know what? Fuck it. Let's take Colin Murray-Boyles here, make this defense even better than it already was, and just see what the hell happens. Now, number 12. I think Giddey gets re-signed. Matas looks like he has a bright future, so the 4, man. But the 4 looks absolute. Vucevic is probably gone. I mean, who the fuck knows, honestly, at this point? Who the hell knows? I'm looking. Do I? But he would be another project. You know what? I think they finally get rid of Vucevic's ass, and they take Thomas Sorber. They don't have anybody at the position, and I could take Ace Newell, but go get a partner for Giddey to throw lobs to, and fuck it. Just have some fun. You know what? Just have some fun with it. Let's just go get Sorber. Let's just go get someone who can be an elite rim protector and just have some fun with it. So, Sorber, you're a Chicago Bull. Now, Atlanta, you are at number 13. You have Jalen, you have Ricochet, you have Dyson, you have Trey, and you have Onyeku. All right. Onyeka Okonu. Excuse me. Who... They need another... Kobe Buffkin has not worked out. And I don't want to go Igor. Atlanta doesn't need projects. Projects aren't going to work in Indiana. And it's not that I don't like Cedric. I love Cedric, right? But do they take him? They already have like too many guys in his mold. They really need another true guard. I can also see Ben Seraph going here. I can see Clayton going here. I can see fucking. I don't know where some other guys are, but I think I'm gonna go Jace Richardson. Yes, he is small. No, I do not give a shit. He's proven to be a great scorer, especially after he got the increase in his workload over the course of his year. He's not one of my favorite prospects, but honestly, production means production at the end of the day, and he proved it. And honestly, you need a Kobe Buffkin replacement. You need your backup point guard. So fuck it. He's not a true backup point guard, but fuck it. You can probably run some shit and run a team offense when he's on the floor and Trey's out. So just bring Jason involved. When they're on the floor, they might have the shittiest defensive backcourt in the NBA just because they'll get fucking bullied. We'll see. But yeah, you know what? Fuck it. You need a backup point guard. You can't take a project. Just go after the best case scenario and just go get Chase. Now, San Antonio. Now, you did not get Kevin Durant, which is honestly fine. That's not the end of the world. What do I do here? Generally, what do I do? I'm kidding. I'm gonna assume Paul's gonna be back. I'm gonna assume. I mean, I don't. As if it's Keldon who's been. Yeah, it's Keldon. All right. Do I do it? Do I pull the Coward trigger? Cedric Coward. You know what? As much. I see Keldon Johnson and Jeremy Sohan. Never mind. I see Keldon Johnson being moved. Harrison Barnes and Keldon Johnson are probably going to move for someone. And you know what? I see this. Honestly, I don't want OKC to go get Cedric Coward. I really don't, because then it's just going to be like, fuck, another one. But, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go Cedric Coward. They're going to probably need wing depth once they go get someone. Trading Keldon Johnson and Harrison Barnes' contracts. And you know what? This kid, Cedric, he's unbelievable. He's only been playing small forward for like 3 years, I think. I have to go back to the Eastern Washington tape, or Western Washington, or wherever he was playing, before he went to Washington State. Because I think he was playing center on his D3 team, which is insane. And he's just a fast grower, man. I mean, I was watching some of his high school tape, and he looked like he barely knew what he was doing. Like, right? He just felt like he was growing into his body at that time. Like, he didn't know what he was really doing. And all of a sudden, 2 years later, seen, boom, completely different player, right? The talent has always been there with him. He's always been this long guy. And you know what? This is one of those cases where it's like, fuck it. You know what? He's probably going to end up panning out. He's probably going to end up being an all-star because his growth trajectory is just ridiculous. And the Spurs getting him is just insane. Spurs or Thunder. I think he's going to go higher in the lottery, but I don't think teams are going to be willing to pull the trigger just because of the small sample size. But he's probably going to end up being an all-star one day because let's be honest, this is how this shit works. We saw it with Jalen Williams, man. I mean, come on, man. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. We've seen it with Derek White. We've seen it way too many times. I'm willing to pull the trigger, and you know what? Fuck it. Let's just see what happens. All right, now, number 15, OKC. Their dream player is now gone, which is unfortunate. And they're probably sitting there and wondering could they take. Now, if I really wanted to, I could take Walter Clayton Jr. because they need more scorers. And I'm thinking about doing it here. As much of an overreach this is, because if I'm going to be honest, if we're talking about this from what I think is a realistic perspective, one of the detriments in OKC this finals is that they had no one else other than Shea and Jalen who could take those shots. And they need someone who's going to take those shots in the postseason going forward because teams are going to recognize that weakness and exploit it to a fucking murder spree. Like, they're just going to fucking basically to run the same postseason strategy Indiana did. So if I'm thinking about this, the best shot maker on the board is Walter Clayton. And I have him number 2 on my board. I have him way too high. I don't give a shit. I love him, right? And you know what? They need shot makers. They need people who are willing to make shots in the clutch. And he's probably going to be a starter on this team if they move Dort or Caruso, and Caruso. I mean, he'll probably be coming off the bench, right? But his shot is just way too special for him not to fall down this far, in my opinion. And you know what? I'm gonna take Walter Clayton Jr. here. Yes, this is a reach. No, I don't give a shit. OKC needs shot makers, and Clayton can be that for them, and that's why he's going at 15. Now, the Grizzlies. Desmond Bane is no longer on the team. You now have Cole Anthony, and you have KCP, and you have an already great young player in Jalen Wills, which is probably the reason why they felt a reason to trade Desmond Bane. And they have Gigi Jackson, they have Jaren Jackson Jr., they have Zach Edey. They have a lot of good young players, right? Derek Queen is not a fit here. Igor Demon, really not a fit. As long as Jalen Wills comes back just fine, Igor is not going to have a role. I don't see Asa Newell there just because of the big man depth. I don't see them taking a project in Noah Essege, although he could go very early. I don't. I don't see them taking him. I don't see them taking him. Like, do I? I mean, really, at this point, they're just trying. Do I just go best player available? Like, I'm thinking I have to do that. You already took Zach Edey. That's not. You're not going to do that. I mean, they really don't have a 3, if we're being honest. Like, if we're being objectively honest, they don't really have a 3. Like, Grizzlies depth chart. Like, what is their depth chart? I have to ask. You have Ja, Desmond. No, I mean, Jalen was probably the starter in 3. Was Scotty? Was he really the starter? Hold on. Let's go to the stats. So you had him at the 5. I mean, you had him at the 4, him at the 5, 3, 2, and then you have Ja, who was at the 1. All right, and they just got rid of. Okay, so they do. Okay, so technically they do a new guard. All right. Do I pull the trigger on Igor? I don't think he fits. I really don't. Honestly, does Nick Clifford makes a lot of sense here? Yeah, I think Nick Clifford makes a lot of sense here. Does he limited shot creation? He doesn't have to be a shot creator. Okay, hold on. Nick Clifford stats. I want to see what was his 3-point percentage. I want to see. I haven't looked. I'm just okay. 37. All right. You want to take Nick Clifford here? They need someone to come in and be an impact player right away, and Nick is the most ready out of everyone on this list that is ready to play, and they want to get back. Unless they trade John and start a whole rebuild, then this is a whole another conversation. But I think Nick's just the best ready player on the board, and they take him at 16. Now, 17. Minnesota has this pick, which is a shocker. I think anyone who knows this team knows this is a shocker. So you have Mike, you have Ant, you have him, you have him, you have him. I can see. I'm gonna assume they keep Randall and Walker is gone, and in that case, Jaden moves down to 4, and you go up and get Igor Demon. I know this is not very conventional from the looks of it, but you know what? They're not going to be back at this pick for a while. They're probably not going to have a lot of first round. They're not going to have first round picks due to Rudy Gobert shit. And you know what? Just take another high upside swing. If you believe that he can be another playmaking beast that every other NBA team has to deal with, and it's not Ant running the show 24/7, which is something I think the Timberwolves missed in these to be able to go to the NBA Finals. as good, just although OKC is just fucking ridiculous, go get Igor. Yes, his shot is concerning. I do hope his shot gets better. Um, but you know what? I think it's worth a swing at 17. Fuck it. You're not going to be here for a long time. Take the shot, honestly. If you believe in his shot and you believe in your staff on developing that shot, if you think it's going to be there, I think it's worth it. So, 18. Washington has this pick. Now, I had them taking Jeremiah Fears, and I'm going to take Rasheer Fleming with this pick. The reason why I'm taking him with this pick is because they're going to need a lot of role players who just fit in seamlessly. I don't expect Rasheer Fleming to be a high usage player. I expect him to be an excellent 3-and-D player who can just let the stars shine and just him be just someone who can basically make the shots when other teams collapse on your star player. And you're going to need a lot of these players, especially who are willing to shoot, especially in the modern NBA, to win a championship. And I think he definitely has a long way to go in terms of his development. But I think it's worth taking a role player at 18 when there isn't a lot of high upside players who fit your roster at this spot. So 19, we're gonna go Brooklyn again, and we took Dre Johnson, and this was between, for me, Nolan Traore and Ben Seraph. And I watched Ben Seraph, Seraph's tape against Bayern Munich. He is a really good player. The fact that he's going against Bayern Munich at that young of an age is insane, to be honest. And honestly, I think it's what the Nets would want. And I don't know what the Nets would want, to be honest. I really don't know. As explosive as Nolan Traore is, I just believe that Ben Seraph's shot adjustments he's made at home midseason, along with Noah Essengay, are going to matter a whole lot more in this point, and they're going to trust his shot more, and they're going to trust him being the better player more. And you know what? I'm going to take Ben Seraph here. He's going to be in the NBA next season. I think it's worth just taking the pick here. Just get another guy who's probably going to be there because D'Angelo Russell's probably going to get traded, and Cam Thomas is going to get traded, and you're going to need your guard of the future. It says he's a shooting guard. He's a point guard. Honestly, I think he's a really good player. He'll be a great player for a long time in the league. Don't know if he'll ever be an all-star, but he'll definitely be a solid player that can be on your team. And you know what? I think it's worth the shot at 19. Now, number 20, we have Miami. Oh boy. There's a lot of shit that's going on in Miami right now. And I'm going to go over some of the things. So Andrew, you have Khalil Ware, you have Bam. They really do need a backup big, do they? Do they have anyone? Is Jordan Mickey a backup big? Is he still there? No. I hate how they fucking just don't do that shit. They really do need a backup big. They really do. And I don't think Derek Queen fits them defensively at all. I just don't think they're willing to put that effort into him. And you know what? I'm going to take a signal. I think it just makes the most sense in this situation. They need big man help. I don't think Danny Wolf fits into their system at all. When you have they're into big athletic bigs. Some small, some big. The real prerequisite to be a Miami Heat center is making sure you're athletic in order to make a huge impact. I don't think Derek Queen is, and I don't think Danny Wolf is. And you know what? They have Khalil Ware. Why are you going to mess with Khalil Ware's development if you're going to draft Danny Wolf? Just go get someone who can just be a good player for you. And you know what? Let's take a Sanola 20. Now, 21, we have Utah. Now, you have Collier. We took Con Knipple. Derek Queen makes no sense here. Do I take another? I think Noah Essengay might make a lot of sense here. If they already think Cody Williams is dog shit. I think I'm gonna go Noah Essengay here. If I'm looking at this, because this is the Utah Jazz. They're gonna be back here again next year. If they draft AJ, which you should probably know is gonna happen. Con can be at the 2, Noah can be at the 3, and AJ can be at the 3, and Noah can be at the 4. Honestly, not that bad to take a chance, honestly, with this pick. And you know what? I'm going to draft Noah Essengay. You get someone who has been showing really promising signs. Ben Seraph has been, I think, is the better prospect right now than Noah Essengay. However, Noah has the better ceiling, and I think it just makes a lot of sense. You know, you're the Utah Jazz. You're going to be a shit basketball team next season. Why not go out and get a player who could be a future impact player for you, and it doesn't cost that much, only a 21st overall pick. So you know what? That's not too bad to me. So let's take him. Now, we're back on the clock with Atlanta, and other than Trey, who they're taking Jace. They need a play. They need a secondary playmaker. And you know what? They don't really have a playmaker in their big man lineup. And I'm gonna go Danny Wolf. They need playmakers. I know Orlando was probably sitting there and pounding because they lost Danny Wolf and Walter Clayton Jr. But they need guys who can pass the ball over to Trae Young. And you know what? Go get some variety in your lineup. I mean, Danny Wolf is the perfect guy for that. So he's a point guard, really. He's a point guard on offense and a center on defense. So, or hell of four. So we're gonna go with him now. Does Derek Queen's slide finally end? I don't know, because you have Trey, you have Herbert. I heard Herb Jones trade rumors a bit. But they have Bruce Brown's still in there too. So I mean, when everything gets back to normal, you have DeJounte, CJ, Zion, Trey, and they have Missy. But they need who's behind Missy? Do they? You know what? I think I'm going to take Derek Queen here. As much as I don't like him as a prospect because he can't shoot and he can't play defense, right now at least, and he's a 4 at the next level. I mean, Herb, you know what? If Herb is on a 4, it wouldn't be that bad. You know what? I'm going to buy into the fact that he's a good playmaker. They get another playmaker on their team, and he can just be the 4 on defense, and Herb or Trey can play the 5. I'm just going to bank on that and just see what the hell happens. And it's just too far down the draft for him not to take a chance. Now, this is just shit. Oh, they have Topich, which is insane. He would have been a top 5 pick if not for injury. I mean, fuck. I'm assuming this is. You know what? Let's go high swing here. I'm going Will Riley. Incredible shot maker. Barely any weight on him. He needs a lot of development. But you know what? It's OKC. In a few years, if they do end up keeping this pick, which I'll be surprised if they do, they can just keep stacking on developmental projects and just see what the hell happens. And you know what? That's not that bad. So let's just take Will Riley with this pick. 25 Orlando. They are probably pissed right now. They didn't get a single goddamn score. So, who's the top guy on this list who could score? And I'm talking objectively. Do I throw Tyrese Proctor into this? Do I? I mean, he is he is a flamethrower. You know what? You know what? Fuck it. I'm willing to pull the trigger. Fuck it. Let's go with You know what? This is probably a reach, but I really don't care. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me pull up NBA prospect rankings because this is not updated, and I probably need to just pull up any random list and just see who the hell. I hope this is just like a straight up list. Okay. Okay, I'll just use CBS's just for my sake. Who would be in this range? Because they need a point. They need it. I'm just put G. Igor's gone. Nolan's still there, but he's not a scorer really. Cedric is gone. Jace is gone. Seraph is gone. Clayton, I already get rid of him. You know what? This is probably a reach, and I really don't give a damn. But honestly, they need scores. They just do. Bane can be the lead guy and playmake, and they just need scorers off the bench. And you know what? Tyrese does that just fine. So you know what? Let's just take Tyrese Proctor with this pick. Now, 26, another one. Do I? I really don't want to do that. I might honestly leave this to the first round. You know what? They haven't gotten a big man yet. Fuck it. Take Maxime Reynaud. Excellent 3-point shooter. He's been at Stanford for 4 years. He's developed every single year. They need a big man out of this draft. I don't think they'll take Kalkbrenner. Just go get a stretch four. Unless they could take Kalkbrenner, but he doesn't have a huge ceiling. So honestly, it's fine if they just take Maxime Reynaud. I probably limited this to the first round because it's getting late and I kind of have to go to bed. And also, I really did not do a good job of scouting this year. But I am just going to give the first round. Actually, I'm probably going to do a second round tomorrow. Actually, you know what? I'll do a second round on Wednesday after the draft. And just do what I think is going to happen. You know what? I'll compensate. This video will be a first round pick draft. This is just for first round what I think is going to happen. We're going to see what happens, and based off what happens in the first round, I'll make a video on the second round. It'll be after I'll probably late Wednesday night, later than it probably should. I'll probably be up. I'll probably only get 6 hours of sleep because I got to go to orientation for college. So that's fantastic. And no, I'm not a new student. I transferred. So, number 27. You already took Maxime, and really you addressed a lot of your needs. You got a guard, you got your wingman, and you got a center. At this point, I think you just take best man available. And as much as I am concerned about Nolan Traore's shooting, let Seraph and Traore fight it out. Let's see who wins, and then you trade the one who doesn't work out to another team. I think it just makes most sense at the end of the day, and basically you don't let any other team develop. Now, Boston. We've all found out that Drew Holiday's gone, and he is now being replaced by Anthony Simon, but is he on the Celtics, actually? That's actually insane if he is. Oh, he is. Oh, fair play to him. Fair play to him. Didn't he record any stats? Yeah, he did. Good for him, man. Good for him. Given that Tatum is out, and if I look at here, who would be the best? Will Riley. Panda. Behringer wouldn't make... you know what? They're probably going to take Panda in the second round in this mock, and I'm not going to do the second round because of shit. So you know what? I'm going to go Joe Behringer. He is a project, but you know what? The Celtics can take a project here. They're in the retool phase. They can do whatever they want. Just go get Kristaps. Go get a cheap center who could be good if they believe in him, and just see what happens. Excuse me. 29. The fact that Phoenix has 2 first-round picks is insane. Now, they already got Carter Bryant. And I think I know who I'm going to go with here. I think. They need centers. They truly do. And they really just need a center, man. They have Nick Richards, but they have no one else. You know what? Let's just draft Ryan Kalkbrenner. As much as I shit on him for being a 5th-year guy, he is a productive shot blocker at the end of the day. He's going to probably have a 12-year NBA career as a great backup big. And honestly, the Suns are going to need good basketball players considering the fact they're going to suck for a long time. So, let's just give them that. And finally, 30th pick, the Clippers. I don't know if they're going to make any moves, but I'm going to make these moves in the thought of them being championship contenders. Obviously, have Chris Dunn, James Harden, Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard, and Ivica Zubac. But they need more players who can come off the bench and be difference makers. And if I'm looking here, they need right now players, right? And ultimately, when I look at this list and I think about it, I'm going to go with someone who can be an impact player off the bench. And I think I know who I'm going to go with. Give me Zion James. This guy is a running back in the point guard's body. He truly is. He is not a playmaker by any means. Cooper and Connor were the playmakers at Duke last season. But he is just a fucking wrecking ball. I mean, if you want Harden to get a few minutes off, this guy can just come in and fucking wreck your defense because he's going to come at you 100 miles per hour and he's going to wreck you. And you know what? I know I'm using running back terminology, but I don't really give a shit. I mean, this guy should probably play running back in the NFL. He's just that fucking jacked, man. I mean, look at him. Holy shit, he's fucking massive. But I just think at the end of the day, Duke having 5 first-round picks is insane. But he's just way too good not to pass up to me at this point. Yes, you're going to take it a flyer on him, but they just need impact players off the bench, man. And I think Zion is going to be a really great NBA player. He's going to be a good NBA player, excuse me. He'll probably have like an 8-year career as a bench guy. And they need more bench depth. And you know what? Fuck it. It's worth a shot. Give Zion the shot. He's 22. He can come in. He can make an impact. I don't expect him to replace Chris Dunn in the starting lineup, but what I do expect out of Zion is just to be that bulldozer you can use every 5 minutes, like in a TJ McConnell sense. And he's not as offensively prolific as TJ McConnell, but just bam people every fucking possession. So you know what? Fuck it. Let's take Zion James. And that's it for the first round. I was planning on doing a full mock draft, but now thinking about it, I think it would just be better if I allowed myself to see how this draft plays out in the second round. I don't really know what the hell's going to happen. And plus, this thing's fucked, and I really don't want to look back between CBS and Fanspo. So that's going to be the end of my mock draft for the first round. I went a lot faster than I did the lottery if you're talking pick by pick. But overall, this draft is going to be interesting. We're going to see what happens. There's definitely going to be people that are going to fall. I mean, Liam McNeely didn't get taken in the first in my mock. Hugo Gonzalez didn't get taken first. Adufiro didn't get first. Penda, Paolo, Jones, Broom, Bogo, Markovic. I've never heard of that kid in my life, and I'm probably going to have to do a lot more research on him. I'll probably just do some research on him after that. But, yeah. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Hopefully there's no news that breaks and I don't have to report it. But I hope there is just so I can get some videos out. But, yeah, see ya.